Hi everyone, I'm Aboritina Marin, and me and my other colleague are going to give you a brief overview. We're going to take you through this JavaScript code as a procedure for our deployment. So this system is a sign language translation system that allows users to upload both videos and images for translation. So this first part of the code, basically it's dealing with the feature extraction, the document elements, what we are going to need throughout. Then we have the toggle between. This is to allow a user to switch between the different screens, that is the uploading of the video or the camera and viewing the translation. Then how the videos are going to be handled and previewed. When you upload a video, it's going to give you a URL. Then that you are in, when a video is, it's going to ask you to play, and once that video starts playing, that is when it's going to be able to process, and in that process of processing, it's going to extract the frames, since our model was trained on handling frames from those videos. So here in this part, it's extract 10 frames evenly distributed throughout the video. That is how it was trained. And this other part of the code, it's going to send those frames for translation, since that is the main purpose of this. It's going to translate, and the translation, in case it is okay, it's going to give us the translation result, and in case of an error, it's going to also notify us of an error. Then, since I had talked of a camera or videos or images, for the camera, it's going to ask you to authorize your system to, so that it can access your camera, and upon that, it's going to capture the image or whatsoever. And when you open the camera, it's going to transition to a stop camera button. Another button comes in. So that is how it's going to work. A start camera, then a stop camera. That is what this part of the code talks about. Then capture image, how it's going to be, create canvas element. Then we have the width and the height of those images. Then basically that is it. The different modes, since we had talked about the tab switching, it's going to be switching from the different modes. So, and now in this scenario, we are on the file upload. So you don't want to capture, it's not a video. So you're just going to upload a file from either your system or wherever it is, and it's also going to give you a URL, and it does the same thing. It's going to capture the image or upload, then analyze the sign language, and it will be able to give us a result. So my other colleague is going to continue from there. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Nalwaga Joy, and I'm going to continue from where my colleague has stopped. So in this JavaScript code, this part of the code enables a user to upload an image, enables an image to be captured and uploaded, and it sets the capturing mode, what is going to be used in order to put in the information, where it's going to be a camera, and then the information is, the captured image is taken to the back end, and it's going to be processed in order for a translation. But then if that process fails, it will send it, this code has error handling, where in case there is no response, in case there is failure in the procedure, it will bring back an HTTP error. But then if it works out, it will print out the result or the translation. And this code here is for history and handling, where a captured image, after its translation, it's added to the history, and it creates a new, whenever it's added to the, whenever a translation is done, it's added to the history, and hence it creates the new history item. That's what this code is for. And then it creates a thumbnail and a container with a timestamp. That is what this code is for, and this enables for history handling, where we are able to retrieve the history of the past process translations, and it also adds each new translation process to the past history, and it's added to the top of the history container, or it's added to the top of the history data, and where the history container only keeps the first 5 or the last 5 data translations that have been added. Then moving on, we move on to this code here enables for the start of the camera, so that it's able to capture the image and translate the image, and then it enables the file to be uploaded, and when a file is uploaded, this code, and when a file is uploaded, it's taken to the back end and then it's translated. And then this code here is for the feature extraction functionality, where if a video is uploaded, features are extracted from the video and then it's taken to the back end, and then it will be translated. But then if it fails, this code here is for the error extraction, for the error handling, where in case it fails, it will bring back a response, fail to extract features. But then if it's able to work, or if the process is able to work, it will be able to handle the feature extraction. And after it's extracted, and if it's able to translate, it will bring out the translation. But then if it's not, it will bring back an error message. Then also, it enables the user to copy and paste on clipboard. If it fails to copy, it will print out fail to copy the text. If it works out, whatever has been copied and texted will produce a translation or an output. Then this code here is the one that enables the text that was put into the clipboard to be translated into a speech. Thank you. That's the end of the translation or the meaning of the JavaScript code that we have used for the deployment of our model.
Hello everyone, my name is Atari Brian and I'm going to take you through our Flask-based API for sign language translation using the tflite model. So we are going to go through this PY file step by step. First we import the libraries to be used, then we set up our Flask application, we configure logging, then we define the constants to be used, then we create an upload folder if it doesn't exist, and then we go ahead to configure the application. We configured 50 MB max upload in order to avoid server overload. Then we'll go ahead to define the sign classes. This is simply a list of classes that a model can be able to predict. Then we go ahead to load our tflite model. As you can see, and yeah, what this does, it loads the tflite model into memory, allocates sensors, and then extracts input and output tensor details. Then now we shall go on and define our utility functions. We begin with the allowed file. This simply checks if the uploaded file has a valid extension. Then we go to the preprocessed image. This resizes the image, converts to RGB, normalizes pixel values, and then it expands dimensions. Okay, then we go to the prediction, the predict function. What this one does, it pre-processes the image before feeding it into the model. Then it runs inference on the image. It finds the highest probability class and returns the class name and the confidence score. Then we go to the processing video function. Yes, and what this does, it accepts the video, then it extracts every 5th frame for processing. It runs predictions on selected frames and then finds the most common prediction as the final translation. Then now we go to our API endpoints. Of course, we begin with the predict video, and what this does, it predicts sign from a video. So it's going to accept a video, then extract frames, and then predicts the final sign translation. Then we go to predicting the image. Yes, what this does, it simply accepts an image file, saves it, and then runs the prediction, of course, as usual. Then of course we translate the frames, and then we go ahead to load our server, our web template, as my colleagues will show you, and then we run the Flask application. That's all I had to say. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, and this video I'm going to be taking you through how we managed to deploy our CNN model. This is a TensorFlow based model, and in this case we kind of quantized it to a TensorFlow Lite model for easy deployment, reducing its size. Then after uploading the code to GitHub, you had to connect GitHub repo to this render web service, and then put a link after deploying the graphical user interface, and this is how it looks. So basically we have a live camera where we can start the camera and capture the various scenes. Then we also have an option for uploading various images in order to guide in the translating of the scene. Then we can also upload a video like I've done here and then translate, but unfortunately this process takes about 10 minutes, which is not favorable for this video. So in this case, as you can see here, we have recent translations where we translated hello, how are you, earlier on today at 2:30 p.m. Thank you. This is basically how it works.